we're going to be solving 57 divided by 3. So let's start by understanding what is happening in division. So we have 57, or you can think of this as being 57 things, 57 cherries, 57 cookies, and we have to put them into 3 groups. So we can start by using base 10 blocks. So I'm going to draw a base 10 blocks for how many I'm starting out with. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and then 7 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we're going to need to put these into 3 equal groups. So I am going to put 1 10 in each of these groups, and they must be equal. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, and then I see I only have 2 remaining, and I would need 3 to make 3 equal groups of 2. So I know that these are my remaining 10s. So I'm going to need to trade those 2 10s for 1s. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that is for the first 10. And then I need to do the same thing. I need to trade this 10 for 10 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And so now I have the 20 ones that I traded for my 2 10s, and I have the 7 ones that I started out with from 57. So now I have to take my 27 remaining ones and divide them into 3 equal groups. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. Okay, so now I can see when I divide 57 into 3 groups, how many, what do I get, or how much is in each group? So it's 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. There are 19 in each group. So 57 divided by 3 is 19. Now that we see what's happening, what division really is, let's try using the long division method, which is a little bit of a faster way, especially when you get when you're using much bigger numbers or you're dividing much bigger numbers. So let's try it with long division. So the first number is going to go in the division house. Second one is knocking at the door. And we need to find who's on the roof. So the first thing that I'm going to do is see how many times I can multiply 3 in order to get 5. So I can start by going through my 3 facts. So 3 times 0 is 0. We can get closer to 5. 3 times 1 equals 3. I'm not quite at 5. I can try the next one. 3 times 2 equals 6. And I went over. So it must be 3 times 1 equals 3. So I got that from 3 times 1 equals 3. And then next I will subtract 5 minus 3 is 2. We'll bring down the 7. And then we are kind of back at the beginning of the method for solving long division problems, so we're going to start again. So 3 times what equals 27? We can continue using our facts here. 3 times 3 equals 9. And we can get closer to 27, so we'll try 3 times 4. 3 times 5. 3 times 6. 3 times 7. 3 times 8. And then 3 times 9. We got to 27. So 3 times 9 is 27. And then I'll subtract. I get 27 minus 27 is 0. There's nothing to bring down. So my answer is 19 with no remainder. And we can see that we got the same answer that we got when we used base 10 blocks. The next thing to think about is if you don't know your facts, one thing that you can do is start with 3 times 0 and you continue adding 3 each time. So you could write 3 times 1, that's plus 3. And then if you didn't know 3 times 2, well, it's going to be 3 plus 3 is 6. If you didn't know 3 times 3, well, if you know 3 times 2, you can add 3 more to get 9, and so on and so forth. For example, I could start out and do 3 times 0 is 0. Then I know 3 times 1 will be 3 more than that. 3 times 2 will be 3 more than that. 3 plus 3 is 6. 3 times 3 will be 3 more than that. 9. 3 times 4 will be 3 more than that. And then so on and so forth. If you do know your facts, one thing that you can do is use kind of benchmark fractions. So when we started off over here, we started at 3 times 2 is 6. Well, you might see that 6 is a long way off from 27. So instead of going through each and every single one of these, we may think, okay, 3 times what is 27? Well, I know 3 times 7 is 21, so it has to be more than 7. So then in that case, you might start at 3 times 7, and then see what 3 times 8 is, 3 times 9, or you might just know right from the start that 3 times 9 is 27. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please let me know if you have any questions, and I'd be happy to answer them.